the number one thing I'll say is that I have not received any information about this complaint. So literally the only information that I have is what has been put on media. So at this time, I don't have any idea what the actual allegations are, and it's not something that I feel like I can respond to.
Okay. Would you be interested at any point in reading what is in here? Basically, from what Mr. Jeffrey is saying, that he feels like certain city council people are using their power or as influence, I guess, to purchase different buildings around certain neighborhoods, particularly Northwest. Do you have a comment on that?
You know, the number one thing I would say to you is that everything we do as city council members, you know, everything we do is scrutinized to the nth degree, as it absolutely should be. It's public office. It is a place where we are serving the people. And so I think the number one thing I would say is that in my instance, and I can only speak for me, everything that I've done has gone through the city attorney. And I have made sure that any time that I needed to recuse myself from a conversation, that I have done so. I have been explicit with what the reasons are for recusing myself. And in any particular instance, I feel 100% confident that we have done everything necessary to make sure that there is no conflict.
And I had a chance to speak with him more in depth this morning. He specifically mentioned Villa Heights.
Mm-hmm.
I guess last month there was, I didn't go to that meeting, but there was, it was sold, I guess, to the Boys and Girls Club?
No. So it was not sold to Boys and Girls Club. And at this point in time, Boys and Girls Club has no interest in Villa Heights. You know, when we're talking about interest, we don't have any kind of interest in Villa Heights. Boys and Girls Club was sold by the city to Restoration Housing, which is a nonprofit in and of itself. There has been discussion about Boys and Girls Club, which is my employer, going into that facility at some point in time in the future. But there is no lease, there is no contract in place. We don't currently have any ties whatsoever to Villa Heights.
Have you had a conversation with Mr. Jeffrey about any of this?
You know, I haven't had a conversation. Mr. Jeffrey came to the last council meeting, and he spoke at the council meeting in the public hearing. So during that course of time, you know, we don't typically, as council members, respond directly to people that are speaking. You know, we allow the public to come in and talk, and we really appreciate hearing the feedback of the public. So that's really the only conversation that's been had. Mr. Jeffrey has not reached out to me. I haven't had any contact with him.
You have anything?
I mean, do you feel like this is, and look at her, she's more attractive, the fat gal over there. Do you feel like this is sort of counterproductive of what everyone is trying, or at least I know you can't speak for everyone, what you're trying to do, what your accomplishments are, what you want to do for city council? Like this is a distraction?
That's a really good question. I am frustrated that there is time being spent on an issue that in my mind doesn't necessarily seem to be an issue. I think that there is a push for some media attention. I think, and I want to be really clear, I think that everything should be, you know, open. There should be, you know, sunshine on everything that we do, and it is. There are processes in place. You know, there's information that can be gathered from the city attorney's office, and this city council is of the utmost integrity. And I say that speaking as a council member, but speaking of my fellow council members too. This council is working really, really hard to do everything that it can do to make Roanoke a better place for everyone to live, work, and play. And my frustration comes from there being a distraction from the really good work that's going on. And I don't want this to be that. I don't want it to be a distraction from the incredible economic development that's happening, from the fact that, you know, we've got property, blighted property, that is being redeveloped and being repurposed and reused. And it's being put to really good use. So, you know, yes, my frustration is that I do think this is a distraction.
Perfect. You have anything else you want to say about all of this? You kind of wish this would go away, or what do you feel?
You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm not at all concerned from my personal standpoint about whatever this may be. There is nothing to hide. There is absolutely nothing, and everything is out in the open. It is all public information. So from a personal point of view, you know, it's just something that you spend time on, and when you sign up to be in public office, you know that stuff like this will happen. And so, I mean, do I wish it would go away? I wish that there was much more productive conversation going on.